It's Wednesday, the 4th of September 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1. The question of who is to blame for the flagging economy has caused a few sparks in Canberra. Treasurer Jim Chalmers appeared to be blaming the Reserve Bank and is now been forced to walk back his earlier commentary.
Yes, Michael, sparks in Canberra, and the drama all kicked off on Sunday evening when Chalmers put out his pre-GDP statement telling everyone it was going to be a pretty soft result. But he also mentioned that rates are smashing the economy. That's basically what high interest rates are designed to do. But that statement resulted in a flurry of media coverage that he was blaming the Reserve Bank of Australia. Yesterday, Chalmers was talking that statement back down, saying he and the RBA are both working well to deal with the same challenge, that being high inflation. Reserve Bank Governor Michelle Bullock is actually giving 2 speeches tomorrow, so it may well spark up again.
How bad is the GDP data likely to be today?
Well, Michael, the Australian Bureau of Statistics will release the Australian national accounts, including that GDP, that gross domestic product data, at 11:30am Eastern time this morning. These numbers will get a lot of oxygen in the next 24 hours and possibly be painful for the government. Yesterday morning, the final inputs were published, prompting economists to refine their predictions that GDP growth in June may be the worst in decades outside of the dramatic COVID lockdowns.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now. Adam, more than half of Australians are running out of cash before payday on a regular basis. That's according to some somewhat alarming new data from Finder, which suggests that many are struggling to make ends meet.
That's right, Michael, and particularly concerning is that 16% of the 1,000 surveyed said they run out of money every single month. And on average, that cohort runs short at about $249 a month, so quite a bit of money. What is most worrying is that women were almost twice as likely as men to say they fall short every month, which may well be due to the gender pay gap, among other factors. Those surveyed said the cost of living and unexpected expenses were the top causes for falling behind, with too much spending early in the month, a lack of an emergency fund, and high debt repayments also cited as reasons for the cash flow shortage.
Story number 3, Volkswagen is warning that it is looking at factory closures for the first time in its history in Germany that could slash jobs.
Yes, Michael, the iconic car builder behind Audi and Porsche is in the midst of significant competitive pressure and is struggling to deliver solid profit results as it looks to transition away from fossil fuel vehicles. It's looking to save billions of dollars in costs as the shifts to producing those less profitable electric cars. Such a decision will put it on a collision course with the local carmaker worker union, IG Metall, which has already said it will push back against the job cuts and a possible scrapping of job security guarantees. These discussions are going to happen later this week, but it's already looking quite tense.
Story number 4, China's major smartphone producer, Huawei, has announced a new showcase for its latest smart products. It'll happen just hours after Apple's already scheduled release of its iPhone 16. That may be very, very, very strategic timing, Adam.
Yeah, or how coincidental, Michael. September 9 is the global date for the showdown between the smartphone giants, and it's going to be a fascinating comparison of technology with Huawei to release the world's first smartphone that folds twice, known as a trifold, and according to Bloomberg, possibly an electric vehicle launch, though that's still not fully confirmed. Apple is releasing its new upgraded iPhones and a raft of accessories. The new iPhone is due to have a bunch of AI-enabled features, better cameras and zoom abilities, and no doubt from Apple, some surprises on the day.
Indeed. Last one. Story number 5. Adam, have you ever heard of Chronoworking? It means essentially giving workers the chance to pick their hours based on their natural sleep patterns. It's a trend in the UK that may well take off locally.
Yeah, Michael, and this one's all about rethinking the workplace and what constitutes traditional work. So quite the big idea. The notion is to ditch the 9 to 5 totally and instead let workers pick their own suitable hours. Proponents of this trend think it has the potential to open up jobs beyond geographical borders too. But could it take off here? And the answer is possibly. Global recruitment firm Robert Walters' Australian and New Zealand arm has asked locals what they think of it, and the response has been quite positive. About 4 out of 10 Australians believe their mental health would improve by getting on board with Chronoworking, and 39% thought it would improve their productivity and focus. Australians are also interested in the 4-day work week, would you believe, Michael? The UK government is currently exploring giving workers the right to request the 4-day work week model as well.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. And every Wednesday, there's a new episode of our sister podcast, How Do They Afford That? Out. It's all about making your money work a little bit harder for you. This week's episode is all about how to save a house deposit as fast as possible, particularly when house prices are actually rising faster than you can save. I'll put a link to today's episode in the show notes. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.